It's been 5 long years since we last crossed paths with the likes of Kevin, Stewart and Bob in the Minions, but that all changes this July with the release of Minions: The Rise of Gru. The movie takes place in the 1970s and sees a young Gru try out for a team of supervillains known as the Vicious Six. However, when the interview turns disastrous, Gru and his minions find themselves on the run with the evil villainous team hot on their tails. For the record, this is a completely non-spoiler review, so feel free to continue on with the video even if you haven't seen the movie yet. I saw this movie early thanks to an invitation from Universal. It was a great night, but like all my reviews, that will not affect my thoughts on the final film, which is a delight to watch. This movie is pretty much what you want from any form of media featuring Gru or the Minions. Fun, delightful and silly goofy humour, slapstick in a world that is bright, colourful and has no problem showing you just how over the top it can be. It's a movie that knows exactly what it is and doesn't strive to be something that it isn't, all taking place in a nice short and sweet 1 hour and 30-minute runtime. To dive deeper into the review, Steve Carell returns once again as Gru, delivering another charismatic and charming performance in the role. This character is just a lot of fun to see on screen, at least when we actually get to see him, and thanks to Carell never phoning it in, even in movies such as this, it allows for great dynamics with the cast, even if that cast is just hundreds of minions, who in this movie focus on the core three: Kevin, Stewart and Bob, only this time with newcomer Otto tagging along, who I found pretty damn adorable, to be honest. The movie's humour works vastly for the most part. Of course, someone like me isn't going to be laughing at every single joke in this film that they're trying to land, because I'm not a part of the 7-year-old target audience that this movie's going for, but for the most part, as I said, it works and I was laughing more than I thought I was going to. This movie knows exactly what it is and just how silly and overdramatic they can go with these characters to deliver that fun times before it becomes simply overbearing to its audience. If you've hated the previous installments that have featured the Minions, you are going to hate this film because it takes everything up to an 11. But if you've loved or found some form of entertainment in those previous films, chances are you'll walk out of this one pretty satisfied and find it probably another delightful entry to the series. The Rise of Gru's plot is bluntly identical to so many films that have come before it and definitely is far from anything original. And while it's more so an excuse to have the Minions and co travel to various different places and get up to various different stupid and ridiculous activities for the sake of giggles than it is to actually move the story of this world along, it's enough fuel for the movie to work with and is more than passable. Now, even with a film like Minions, I can't let it go into the letterboxd watch list without at least criticising it just a little bit. As I said, this film is not perfect. It sometimes does ask you to forgive just a little bit too much for the sake of moving along the story, and its plot is far from anything original, and not all of the jokes land. But all of that hardly affected my enjoyment of the film, so I only really have a few nitpicks / wishes for what I wish this film would have been and would have went to. One of them is just to have a little bit more of a focus on Gru, because as great as the Minions are in a lot of their scenes, they just don't work as well as solo characters leading a film as they do as supporting characters in the Despicable Me films. I think a balance for where their place should be in these Minion spin-offs movies is something that still needs to be discovered and worked on just a little bit more going forward. The bottom line is, this movie is another delightfully entertaining drive into the series, and one I had enough fun with. It's not going to be nominated for Best Picture next year. It isn't The Empire Strikes Back, but it knows that and doesn't give one about it. It's a great time and one younger audiences will love, and older audiences will be able to get a good laugh at, providing they have the right sense of silly humour. So overall, I enjoyed this film, and I know for definite a lot of families are going to be turning up and loving it. There was a massive applause at the end of my screening, which was full of that younger audience that this movie is intended for. They absolutely, for sure, loved it. And going forward, more people who check out this film, more families who check out this film are going to love it. It's going to make a lot of money, it's going to make Universal executives very happy, and it's going to make a lot of families happy, which is all this film is really intending for at the end of the day. If you've seen Minions: The Rise of Gru, let me know what you think of the film down below in the comments. Rank the Despicable Me franchise films that we have so far. That'll all be really great to hear and read. But as always, thanks so much for checking out this video. I hope you did enjoy, and I hope you did enjoy the review. I hope you enjoy the movie, and I'll hopefully see you in my next one. Take it easy. Bye.